In studio right now, Dr. Jesse McKee from Wits at Vision Group. We're talking a little bit about vision correction, et cetera. And of course, one of the topics we wanted to get to tonight, I wanted to ask you, a little bit about, correcting astigmatism. A lot of people have astigmatisms and they don't really realize that there's actually a fix for that. I didn't either until I came to see you. And then you did this crazy procedure on me that, fixed it, and which was quite fascinating. But also the issue of glaucoma. A lot of people deal with it in their family, and they don't really know what there is to do. Before we do that, we've got a couple of phone calls here. Sammy, welcome to the show. How are you tonight?
Man, doing well, brother. Hello to you and your guest.
Absolutely.
You know what? I met Dr. Winston at a health thing one day. When we talked, what's been happening to me, every time I go to get my eyes checked, I go to the University of Houston, and I got another doctor I go to. They saying that the cataracts, they're not real bad, but they get there. And what one of the doctors told me, said before you can file on your insurance, it has to reach a certain point. Is that the truth? And do y'all take insurance for that? That without putting those focal lenses in?
Yeah, Sammy, this is Dr. McKee. So yes, that's true. Cataracts do have to become what we call visually significant, meaning generally they've decreased the vision. We can see a cataract forming on an eye exam, and then through some of the testing we do, we see that the vision has decreased. And when that's the case, typically insurance will cover it. Now, just checking the vision is sometimes not enough. So, it's hard to know what they had done previously. We have a couple new pieces of equipment that are able to diagnose loss of vision or disruption of vision a little bit more accurately from a cataract. So if we can document that those things are going on and it's in line with what you're noticing in your vision, then insurance typically covers cataract surgery. And yes, we do accept insurance for that.
Now, with that lens, I know the last time I talked to the doc, you said that, do y'all have three lenses? You have a close-in lens, a far lens, and you got both of them, a far and near lens. Is that correct? Can you enlighten me on that?
Yeah, so there are a couple different types of lenses, and there's several different types in all fairness, but generally there is a lens that focuses you for one distance, and that distance can either be distance or near, and that depends on what we're going to do with the eyes. Or, as we were talking about earlier, a multifocal lens, or more or less a bifocal. That lens can give you a range of focus, both distance and near. So those two options sometimes depend a little bit on what we see for the eye exam. And as Lance mentioned, we can also correct astigmatism oftentimes right at the time of cataract surgery.
Is the cost more if you get the two or the one, or are they about in the same ball?
For a multifocal lens, often there is an added cost that insurance may not cover. It depends a little bit on your insurance, but we always look that up beforehand and let you know where you stand.
Hey, man, appreciate it. Lance, I got one question for you. What do you think about these tariffs that the president is putting on China? And it looks like he's backtracking on the shutdown we was rooting for. Can you kind of give me a little information on? To me, I think he ought to just tack that 25% tariff on all those goods coming over from China, and maybe they'll get. Now, correct me if I'm. Is China having a little financial, economical problems over there?
Oh yeah, well, they've been having it for a while. I mean, the problem with China is that they built a bunch of their economy based on debt, and eventually that's going to be a problem. But the problem with the problem with tariffs today is that we are what I call a globally connected flat world. We used to manufacture a bunch of inventory and we'd store it, and then we would sell it out as we needed it. And the economy worked okay that way, but today everything moves so quickly that all companies are now pretty much what we call just-in-time delivery. They just keep just enough inventory on hand to meet current needs, and then they order or build whatever they need because they can have it shipped to them in a day or 2 days tops. And so they don't need to maintain a lot of inventory. So when you're talking about that, there's a lot of dependence upon international trading partners for parts and goods that are used in manufacturing. Just recently, I used this example before. Ford, the producer of the Ford F-150 pickup trucks, there was a fire in China at a plant that manufactures a part for Ford. Ford had to shut down their Ford F-150 plant for almost a week until the plant came back up online. There wasn't enough parts and inventory to keep producing trucks, waiting for that inventory to come up online again. But that's just how rapidly it happens. So when you stick a 25% tariff on something, it's going to roll right back through to the U.S., and whatever you're buying here is going to go up by 25%. So the impact, and again, this is why every time he talks about tariffs, the markets sell off, companies report. I've already been reporting problems with the impact of tariffs that have already occurred or the threats of tariffs on their bottom line. It's going to be problematic. And this is why whenever he backs off, the stock market rallies like it did today.
Hey, man, you know what? I really enjoyed the information Doc gave us. And one last thing, what about the shit on? It looked like he's crawfishing on us. Now he's saying he might do it after the election.
Yeah, it's kind of what I was saying yesterday that they always talk a good game, but when it comes right down to it, they don't want to shut down the government because it's politically or actually media wise and political career wise, it's not real beneficial. So
I appreciate you, man.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it, Sammy. Charlie, welcome to the show. How are you? Hey, Charlie.
The laser surgery.
There you go.
Can you hear me?
Hey, Charlie,
Okay.
Start over. You broke up a little bit coming in. What you got?
Go ahead to laser surgery way back when me and Berkeley was together. And at 60, I found myself with reading glasses. But as far as the multifocal lenses, is it more of a monovision type that you do, or do they actually flex with the muscle and focus to get you the far and near vision?
So, Dr. McKee, so it sounds like you're talking about a couple of different things. So, monovision is when we take one eye and focus it for the distance, and the other eye and focus it for near. Some people do real well with that, and other people not so much. We always do a trial of a contact before to make sure that you would be in the category of people that liked it. That being said, that is a single focus lens. That is not a multifocal lens. One eye would be singly focused for the distance. The other eye would be singly focused for near.
Yeah. And I think specifically to Charlie's question, I think he's asking about the multifocal, which I can attest to this, Charlie, is that with the multifocal lens, it's just like your normal eye. You don't notice any difference between looking at distance or up close or intermediate. It just functions and flexes naturally just as if it's your normal eyeball.
Yeah, exactly. So that was kind of the second part of that, is that monovision sometimes can cause trouble, but as Lance was saying, with a multifocal lens, both eyes have the ability to see distance and near. So we don't disrupt the eye's ability to see binocularly, stereo vision, 3D, any of that. You're still able to see all the things that you normally can see with both eyes.
Okay. It's not like a bifocal, like you said, lens or some kind of
No, it's not the same technology as a pair of glasses, so you don't see people looking up, and I'm not watching Lance right now look up and look down to try to see something up close.
Yeah, so, you're right.
They're concentric rings that allow you to focus wherever you're looking.
I got you. Thank you very much.
Of course.
Appreciate it, Charlie. 281-558-5738. Anita, welcome to the show. How are you?
Fine.
What's your question?
My question for the doctor is, when I got multifocal lenses in my glasses, the peripheral vision was really messed up. And you can now buy glasses with different peripheral vision. Of course, the wider the peripheral vision, the more expensive the glasses. But how does that work with the implanted multifocal lens?
So the reason that you notice that with glasses is because whether or not we're correcting near or farsightedness, the glasses sit in front of the eye, not at the main focal point of the eye, which is inside the eye. And so when you put glasses on, they correct the eye as long as you're looking straight ahead. The more you look through the side of your glasses, the more you typically see some distortion, or as you say, kind of lack of peripheral vision or loss of peripheral vision. With the lens implant inside the eye, because it's sitting right near the focal point of the eye, you would not notice that as much, and that's not something that we typically see.
Okay. Thank you very much.
I appreciate it. Anita, I can tell you, I have the multifocal lens in. I can't tell anything different than when I was just wearing my regular contact lenses before. I mean, my peripheral vision, everything looks just like normal, except everything's brighter. Ever since the lens is in, like, colors are brighter, that whole cataract.
We threw back the window shades.
I know, right? It's amazing how visually bright everything is. I can actually match my own clothes now. So, Anita, thank you for the call. Be right back after the break. We'll get to John's call, and we'll talk a little bit about glaucoma as well. A lot of people deal with glaucoma either with parents or themselves, and there's a lot of misconceptions about what it is and what can be done about it. So we'll talk about that as well when we come back from the break. John, hang on. You're up next with Dr. Jesse McKee from Witsit Vision Group. We'll be right back.
Follow Lance on Twitter @LanceRoberts or go to LanceRobertsShow.com.